Hi, everybody. This is Anthony Vasquez, and today I'm going to talk about information security. I'd like to start off by starting off with a little interesting fact. 90% of devices collect at least one piece of personal information via the device, the cloud, or its mobile application. That means 90% of any time you use your phone, your laptop, or your tablet, 90% of that information is stored on the cloud or on your hard drive. So it's extremely important that that stuff is secure and out of reach out of any potential hacker or any other threat that can steal your personal information. So that's what our presentation is about today. It's about information security and how to best use it to your advantage so that you can avoid having any personal or business security breaches. We're going to start off today by defining information security. And then we're going to also discuss why information security is important. After that, we're going to talk about the ongoing crisis of identity theft, how to protect yourself and your business. And we're going to conclude the presentation today by talking about Samsung and Apple Pay and other real-life examples where information security is prevalent. To begin, what is information security? Essentially, information security is the practice of protecting classified information and data from potential threats. And this classified information and data is not necessarily just data stored on your hard drive or on the cloud. This includes information that's also in a physical format as well. Information security is important because it protects your credit and debit card numbers, your social security number, your health records, your business security, as well as your academic records. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want anyone having access to my credit or debit card. A quote from Steve Durbin says that as we move into 2016, attacks will continue to become more innovative and sophisticated. I mean, this just goes without saying. As time is going on, hackers are getting more and more advanced with their attacks. They're finding new ways to infiltrate security systems, and that's why we need to keep coming up with new tactics and strategies to keep our information safe. One way to do this is to simply, create a password that's hard to hack. It's not that hard. Just don't use easy to guess passwords like 1234 or password. Those are actually two of the most common passwords out there. Instead, use a mix of numbers, letters, and symbols, and make sure to change your password every few months. There's a reason SLU requires its students to change their password every few months, is because it's that much harder for a hacker to get a hold of your information. Another way to protect yourself is to use virus scans and firewalls. On screen, you can see WebRoot Secure Anywhere. That's one of the best antivirus softwares out there. I mean, there's also a ton of other options you can choose from, including McAfee and Norton. But then, of course, there's also free software that you can use as well that automatically comes on your PC, and that's Windows Defender. That'll defend you from most online threats. Now, don't get me wrong, neither of these are going to make you invincible, but they will definitely help you keep your information much more secure. Now, with workplace training and education, like I said earlier, as time progresses, these hackers are getting much more sophisticated, and that's why in the workplace, companies are now, they're basically focusing their resources on information security because they don't want any hackers getting a hold of any of their private information. So they're training their employees to become that much more advanced and sophisticated at countering these hackers. One of the new things that's come out recently is Samsung Pay and Apple Pay. If you've seen the commercial, you know what it's all about. It's when somebody can use their credit or debit card, and it's kind of programmed into their phone where they can scan their phone over a cashier register, and it automatically pays for the product. So it's a really interesting app that allows you to buy things on the go without actually having your card in hand. Now, it's also dangerous because anything with technology has a propensity to being hacked. So if you weren't aware, there is an app on a phone that can be downloaded and used with an NRC scanner, which allows people to scan your credit card information off your phone. Now, Samsung Pay and Apple Pay has countered this, and that's why you haven't heard about anything too tremendous happening in terms of hacking and security breach, is because Samsung and Apple have done a great job with their information security departments and making sure that anyone who uses Samsung Pay and Apple Pay are protected. Identity theft is something that's very prevalent in today's society. It's a major issue going on in the U.S. and also around the entire world. The average victim of identity theft takes around 330 hours repairing the damage caused, and this is something that can easily be prevented as long as you take information security seriously and you use everything to your advantage. So let's give a few more examples of information security in real life. First off, we have the Hillary Clinton emails. This is a recent scandal where Hillary Clinton was caught transferring important and confidential government information to one of her private servers. Now, nothing actually happened to that where anybody outside of the government was given access to this information. But imagine if someone had hacked into her emails and gotten this information. It would have been a disaster. Luckily, they had a good information security department there where they were able to make sure that nothing was leaked. And it pretty much ended there. Now, Hillary Clinton isn't out of the woods yet. She could possibly get in trouble for her actions, but it's the information security that we're focusing on that protected that confidential information. That was one where it was successful. Now, Pwn2 Own is a little convention that goes on every year, and a bunch of hackers meet up and try to hack different software and programs on computers. And as a reward for their hacking, they usually get a prize from the companies that they hack, because it actually helps those companies come up with new solutions for holes that they previously weren't aware of in their software. Now, a more recent example that happened last summer of where their information security failed was Ashley Madison. Now, this, as you can see here, is a website for married couples to find an extramarital affair. As you can see on the slogan, it says, "Life is short, have an affair." Now, what was funny about this one is the hacker revealed everybody's personal information and revealed everyone who had an account on this website. As a consequence, actually, one guy committed suicide because his information was leaked to the public. So this was just another example in real life that happened not too long ago where the security was breached and everyone's information was leaked. Another example of a company that fails in the security department is PlayStation Network. That's actually owned by Sony, but they're always competing with Xbox Live for the console online gaming market. Xbox Live has been proven to be a much more reliable network just because they don't get hacked as much as PlayStation. They don't have all the crashes. They don't have all the information and accounts being hacked that PlayStation has had in the near past. PlayStation Network is notorious for having network problems. Another hack that happened was with Court Ventures. They're now owned by Experian, but this was a very complicated case that happened not too long ago as well. And I highly recommend Googling this because it is a very interesting hack where the security information also failed. So in summary, information security is the practice of protecting classified information and data from potential threats. It's important because it protects you against identity theft, stolen credit and debit cards, and health records. Ways to protect yourself include using complex passwords and applying virus scans and firewalls to your computer. And lastly, Samsung Pay and Apple Pay are certainly the way of the future, but you also want to watch out for those NFC scanners that I talked about earlier that people can use to get your credit and debit card information right off your phone. So in conclusion, information security is becoming increasingly important in our everyday lives. With the increased capabilities of hackers and technology, our personal lives are in more danger than ever before. If you're not careful, your identity can be stolen and your bank account emptied in the matter of a few clicks and scans. For those of you who tuned in to watch my presentation today, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.